Safety first. Hi there, welcome to Story Time with Uncle Bill. This is Fit in the Year, Road to Six Pack Abs. We're gonna be doing some shoulders today. We were talking about my least favorite subject, one of the most horrible places that you could ever find yourself on earth. And you can find yourself for multiple different reasons, and they're all because you're in trouble. I'm talking about county jail. Even start the process, like if you get a DWI or a fight or whatever, you got to be arrested first, and just that aspect of it is startling if you've never been in trouble. And the purpose of talking about this is that if you're doing things to get in trouble that you don't, and if you have been in trouble and you know exactly what I'm talking about, maybe it'll help you jar up some memories, some good, some bad, because regardless of how bad the situation in jail is, or prison, or any of those places like that, reform schools, you'll have good times. You will. I mean, you're still going to be locked up and stuff, but you know, you might play video games, or not video games, my bad, board games, card games, read books. Like, you might not have ever read a book in your life. You get stuck in county jail and they got a little bookshelf and you got any kind of time, and you get, you know, some people don't want to play cards all the time, or, you know, they're just, you only play so much solitary and stuff. You find yourself reading a book. I think I read one book before I went in, and by the time I came out, I think I read like 850. I read a lot of books. Way past it. No, I literally read every day. It's good for you. And I encourage it. If you don't, find something. There's a million things you can find to read. County jail showed me. Like westerns, I wouldn't have thought about reading no western, but they're good. Romance novels. I mean, like when you don't have a choice and you want to read something, you'll just read anything. You know what I mean? It becomes a matter of passing the time, is what it is. Because you when you first get locked up and you get in that cell, or you had to go to the bullpen first, and you got to get dressed out if you got to stay there, if you don't get bonded out. But before we work out, before we grab these weights above my head, make sure that you consult your physician. You consult your physician that you're able to work out. It could be more harmful than helpful, and we don't want that to happen. You're fully hydrated, that you ate something about an hour beforehand. Came here with a good positive attitude, ready to lift some of these weights. And if you're getting in trouble, you might want to start lifting weights for real. Most of the time, I don't think I've ever really changed the weight, added or took them down. But keep adding and work out hard too. And it ain't gonna make no difference. Because remember, what you're not thinking about while you're getting in trouble. There's just people that know they're getting in trouble, and they're doing this right here every day. Because in their head, in this mindset, it's part of their life to go to prison. They expect it. They're willing to go willingly, so they can be with their other friends. Imagine that. They know it. So they can have a position in jail. So they can have a position in prison. And that's the truth, man. And you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about making money. That's normally 9 times out of 10 when you see people in jail and prison, it's about money. Stealing, selling dope, what you call fraud. It's all money. It's a money game. And because of that, you got to go do some time. So I'm going to try to prepare you as much as I can, if that's what you want to do, where you can change your ways and you don't never got to worry about it. I recommend never have to worry about being locked up. So you get locked up, you get the handcuffs up, they got to handcuff you in the back. Go ahead. If you've never been locked up and you're doing things that get in trouble, man, I just seen a cat try to catch a bird. Damn, that was cool. Put them handcuffs on you. And you got to go in the back of the car. Let somebody ride you around like that. Well, let's say, just say for 30 minutes. See if you like that. Because that could be your norm. Imagine that. Your norm. I know. Believe me. I was 20 years old. Got busted with almost 200 pounds of marijuana. And I had been to county jail twice before. Same one. When you're coming down, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, bleeding up like you're blown up. Being handcuffed sucks, folks. Being shackled ain't no better. And they got the handcuffs on your wrist, on your ankles. It's got a chain that comes up through both of them, and another chain that goes around your waist, and it's all interlocked. And then you're chained to the dude on either side of you. That's shackled. You're not going nowhere, and they not going nowhere. You can't do more than a duck crawl anyway, a duck walk. Jesus, man. You have no idea how happy I'm out to be out here. And it's crazy because there's so many county jails and prisons that are loaded. I mean, they are loaded. I went from 2 to 35 in like 4 or 5, less than 5 months. Horrible. I made a horrible. I made a judgment. I was at a party. The United States government bought me a plane ticket. I was to turn myself in at the U.S. Marshal's office in Wilmington, North Carolina. No. I was supposed to go to the airport in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and catch an airplane to Albert Ellis. I missed it. I got annihilated drunk the night before. I missed the plane. I woke up probably as the plane was leaving. You're just going to do some dumbbell presses straight over your head. Bring the weight as close as I can without banging them. Breathe in through your nose, coming down. Out through your mouth. Say that was on a Friday, and you know, all Saturday and Sunday they're closed. So I had to wait till Monday morning. I called up and Monday I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be in court in front of a judge. So I got a failure to appear. If I would have caught that plane, I'd have went from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Corpus Christi, Texas, turned myself into Nueces County Jail, which would have put me over at the annex, and then I would have went to court. That would have happened all in the same day. Or not in the same day, but I would have got to the annex, and by Monday I would have went to court, and that would have happened on January 5th. January 5th, 1999. I think I was supposed to turn myself in January 3rd. No, January 6th. I was to be at court. So when I did turn myself in, one plane ride, that's all it would have been. something county jails, two unnecessary airplane rides on Con Air, 2 rides on the bus, and every time shackled, every time 35 times, 32 times, 33, something like that. You gotta get butt ball naked, lift them, spread them. Tattoo. I didn't even have any tattoos at the time. I got all my tattoos in prison, except the one I got from Crackhead Joe. Hate to call him that, but I don't know the real name. Was it worth it? Oh man, hell no. A county jail cell is the equivalent of a toilet with a bed in it. 2 beds, up to 4 beds. And you hope that there's nobody on the floor. These are called Arnold. You're coming down, twisted. So they touch here. Not touch. Close, you can get it. Don't bang the weights. And up here, same thing. Banged it right there. If you notice, I always look up so I don't bang the weights. Literally a toilet. And there's different kind of cell doors. You see the cell doors with the bar, and you got the solid door with the one window up top. Then you got the solid door with the food, just the food tray door. They all suck. You lock you. What a shock, man. You think every new place, besides getting humiliated with the butt ball search, a whole new group of people you got to navigate. That's what you got to do. You got to navigate through county jail and prison. And there's all kind of mines, not M-I-N-D, M-I-N-E, boom, landmines. There's all kind of obstacles. There's attitudes. There's a cesspool of testosterone. Like, these guys ain't got nothing to do. Just doing push-ups and pull-ups. If they could pull up on somebody, you see dudes got dudes on top of each other, squatting, bench pressing each other. That's all they do all day long. Wanting to fight. Wanting to get that aggression out. All of them got hard-ons. You don't think about that, but that's keeping it real. Yeah. Dude jacking off all over the place, sex going on. Those dudes ain't coming, they're gay. Just ain't no girls. Just say to hell with it. And then when they go out, they just go right back to normal like it never happened. Ain't got to tell nobody. That wasn't me at all. Dudes pushing themselves till they damn near pass out doing push-ups. This thick, just and all they really want to do is go home. But you know what? County jail is really about what can I get from you? Man, it seems the common denominator ever. Yo, let me get your cake. Can I get your bread? Can I get a coffee? Can I get a honey bun? Can I get, man? You have to adapt to it. Can't let it eat you up. You gotta keep your cool. Shit bothers you. Because You know, especially when you go outside of your county jail. Normally, county jails have people that's in that county. So you might see 30 or 40 people and they're all sparsed out, but they all could be related, or they could all be in the same gang, or with the same clique, or they got their back because it's somebody's uncle or nephew, or somebody had helped them out. You know what I mean? You get in some kind of altercation. Somebody owes you some money. Somebody owes you some food. Somebody cut you in line. I mean, there's just a million things that could go wrong that maybe you ain't have no choice over. Now it's different. It ain't the same out here. You cut somebody off, or not talk to them no more, or you're locked up. No hiding. If you tell on somebody, say you need protection or something, they send you to the hole. That never works out for anybody. Uh, it actually makes you look bad. Shit starts going downhill. We're just gonna go straight up with it. They call it diesel therapy. The federal system, they call it diesel therapy. Made a bad mistake. I should never miss that flight. And you don't get that. I got credit for all that time though. It was like it took me like 90 days. 90 days and almost 30 something county jails, 2 federal prisons, USP Atlanta and FTC Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, which were, if you look at it from a 21-year-old's perspective, I was 20. I turned 21 in Victoria after I got sentenced. So I was 20. From a 20-year-old's perspective, it would have been a nice place to visit, not to be locked up in. Because USP Atlanta is it's historical. It's like I've watched prison documentaries and now it's because I'm to tell you not to go there, and if they got some bad ones, but they're in other countries. Look what happens when you get in trouble there. And look, don't go to nobody else's country and get in trouble. Damn, don't do that. I don't recommend you get in trouble here, but I'm really telling you, don't ever get in trouble with somebody else. It's different. It's different over there, folks. It's different. I don't care where you go. Don't trust it. Just consider everything you do, you're going to die. Everything. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care what it is. Or to cut something off. Just think of the worst thing that could happen. You go to somebody else's country, just think of the worst thing that could happen to you and just think it's going to happen and don't do it. It's not safe here. It's really not safe there. They got documentaries on it, man. Check them out. Screaming at you not to get in trouble. And they screamed at me when I was younger too. And you know what really helped? What really helped? Because I'm like naturally through genetics, I'm a bigger than the average person. But I've been working out my whole life in some way, shape, or form. And I'm also I can get real crazy. Well, way crazier than you can. I can get way louder than you can. I mean, erupt, and I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show the different types of inmates, different kind of convicts you can run into, and because it just is what it is, man. I'm trying to be real with you. I'm trying to show you what you could possibly see if you never saw it, because I saw it. Man, I really And I mean, really, I don't even know where the hell I'm supposed to be looking, but I'm trying to tell you, just don't want to see what I saw. You don't want to be through. And I never been raped. I just don't. It is not fucking worth it. I don't care what you're doing, how much money you're making. If it's anything that involves you getting in trouble with the law, stop. You got away with it. Maybe, maybe this time you've been caught 1,000 times, but don't get caught 1,001. And I say that knowing that at any point in time that I could go to jail. Not that I'm not expecting anything, but I know what it's like. Somebody disrespects you. Damn people, man. But it's always gonna be your choice. It'll always be my choice. I will never blame nobody. I'll just have a story to tell, and whatever it is, it just be the truth. It just be the truth. I mean, I could look at you and say, man, I knocked that motherfucker slam out. And you had to do something pretty, because I got a high tolerance for not putting my hands on you. High tolerance. But when it goes, it's gone. When it goes, it's gone, I promise you. It's gone. Won't be nobody to help you. You know, when I was in county jail here, I knew a couple dudes and stuff. It helped. After I left those other 30, I was on my own. You almost can't sleep. And you have to do everything. You have to eat as much of the food as you can. You got to try to get as much sleep as you can. You got to keep exercising your mind and body. You can't sleep that time away. You think you can. Lesson number one: you can't sleep time away. And then there's the nights. Oh God, the nights. I want to get a whole group of people together. So I can show you what a night in county jail. Some county jails are like. You lose your mind. It starts casually. You can hear a couple different conversations because you're locked in a cell. There's 2 people, there's 3 people, 4 or 5 people in a cell, and these cells are all lined up next to each other. You got this dude talking to this dude, and these 2 talking here, and this. And you got somebody. Well, there's like 900 of those. Somebody trying to perfect their master beat, wanting to be Dr. Dre. Then you got about 50 or 60 dudes beat by. Then you got the rappers. They're singing. You got the hip hop. You got the R&B. You got the soul. You got the what you call that? The grunge. You got the heavy metal guys. Because it's all a hodgepodge. And you're in there with murderers and rapists and thieves and all night. And you got about 50 or 60 people just yelling, shut up, shut up, shut up. And it doesn't matter because it's all lost in the cacophony of all the other noises. But if you concentrate, you can make them out. You can hear all those noises and just pick up individual conversations. You can tell when people are talking not in the cell that you're in or in the block that you're in or in the pod that you're in when they're talking across pods. D block's in the house, C block. You eat it. Kill yourself. Die, mother. West Side. I mean, Jesus Christ, all night. You stuff toilet paper in your ears and you take your pillow and you just, oh, and it's so cold. Oh, did I tell you it was cold in county jail? You never been to county jail? It's freezing. It is absolutely freezing at all times, all hours of the day. It is cold. It's freezing. It's really cold, people. All of them. And you don't get extra. And somebody's trying to take your stuff. Oh, yeah, they need your blanket. Commissary, man. They're cold too. They don't care about your cold. They just don't care about your cold. Nobody cares about your cold. Nobody cares about nothing. About what they could get from you. I always forget about that cold until you get in there. And what kind of shoes you wearing? You like the shoes you wear? I don't got shoes like that there. Those clothes, orange suit. I seen the black and white hamburger suits at a couple county jails. Some got blue, some got gray, depending on if you're transferring or not. Yeah, man. And you know the food ain't shit. At best it's nothing. But if I don't know how it is now, but Victoria County Jail in Texas, man, they gave up a lot of food, folks, compared to all the other county jails that I've been to. I've been to a lot. Man, they gave us some food. Whoo-wee. And I don't recommend going to jail for the food at all. That would be dumb. But the last time I was in county jail, I tell you, man, I heard this dude, I made him tell me every day for about 20, it was 18 days. We were trustees together. He used to say every morning, he said, boy, ever since I was a little boy, all I ever wanted to be was a trustee. Which means you had to be in jail and be a good inmate with no pending charges. Then you could be a trustee. And a trustee, if you didn't know, is somebody, in this particular case, a county jail that has more privileges, a separate living area, and you're going to be doing all the work. My job was to sweep and mop the floors, do the laundry, and take out the trash. And for that, and serve food. And I didn't have to cook the food. I made a deal with the supervisor that I would cook all the meals if I got to eat extra food, because they had good food that they served to the officers that they didn't serve to the rest of the county jail. And this is Craven County Jail, by the way, in New Bern, North Carolina. Let me eat some of that food. And I was always by myself because everybody didn't want to be in the kitchen cooking, so I did. So I was the only one in the kitchen cooking, and they go sit in the office. Normally it was a woman. They go sit in the office and do whatever they do in the office, and I cook the meals and eating at the same time. It used to tickle me that ever since that's how it started. Ever since I was a little boy, all I ever wanted to be was a trustee. God. And look, he was like 65 years old, and he was in there for child support. He had like 12 kids. He said, man, I can't afford all this shit. I never saw him again, though. He's a really cool dude. But probably the worst part of the county jail is always going to be the bathroom situation, because you're always going to have to go to the bathroom, which you don't understand now, especially if you ain't never went to county jail. Your diet changes. And part of that, it really messes your system up. If you'll have uncontrollable farts, You'll find yourself shitting at all different hours of the night, and you won't have to do that around people. How many times in your life have you ever shit next to a dude, or two dudes, or three dudes, or four dudes, or a whole room full of dudes? It never gets easier, and there's always somebody. Flush, flush. Put some water on that shit. Flush. You hear that all day. Oh my God. Yeah. There's only one thing good about county jail if you ever get in there. And you hear your name called. And it's to go home. That's it. Once you get in there and up until that point, it ain't shit. And so many things could go wrong. Way before, if you have to go to prison, or you have to go to a different county jail, or you have to go to a work farm, or a satellite camp, taking a risk. I mean, and oh, I know the risk. I know the game. Not if you ain't never been. So work hard. Work hard because you're going to have to defend yourself some way, shape, or form. Somebody's going to try you. Somebody always does. Sometimes all you got to do is yell. Make a spectacle. That might be enough. That might be just enough. Well, that's for me a million times. I used to tell people, man, right after when I'm beating your ass and I know you can't take no more and you totally give up, I'm probably going to have sex with you. So you never try to mess with good people. You still want to mess with me? And folks, I have not ever done anything that was disrespectful to anybody. The whole time I was locked up, in about 90% of my life, if I did something disrespectful to you, it's because I wanted you to do everything you can to beat my ass because I'm ready to beat yours. That's the only reason. My mama taught me right, and my uncles taught me how to do the other way too. And I've been in situations to where it's life or death. There ain't no playing around. So you can't come at me any kind of way. You definitely can't yell at me, and you damn sure can't disrespect me. I'm different. All I want to be is a good guy. I want to be the dude that you look to and say, hey, you know what, man? Maybe this shit ain't worth it. Maybe it's not. Because I'm telling you it's not. And you already know it. And maybe it's not you. It's your brother or your nephew. Can you beat my ass? Start right there. Because I don't want to fight you. But somebody my size or bigger. What's going to happen then? What you going to do? You going to kill me? You going to beat my ass? You can get in more trouble. See how it don't work out? Or I'm going to have friends because I'm a big guy. Yeah, you're going to come up to me, but remember, I'm the big guy. So there's a lot of guys that, hey, man, look, if I give you my breakfast tray, will you make sure that you don't happen to me? And see, that's kind of like extortion. I never did that. I never accepted anybody's anything about protecting them. I'm not into that. I want to go home. I don't want to fight your fight. I don't want to be involved in your fight. I don't want to be involved in your life. Am I wrong for that? Are you wrong for that? Because the reality is, if you're trying to defend your life and in the process you kill somebody, what do you think happens to you? They say, good job. Screwed. If you lucky, listen, if you lucky, you killed somebody. You killed somebody while you was incarcerated. Like the best you could get is like manslaughter. Assault with the intent to inflict bodily harm that causes a death. You're getting time. You want that? You want to have to defend yourself? It's bad enough out here. And there you're going to have to. What's your move? Hey, man, I like them shoes. Let me get them up off you, champ. We can do this the easy way, or we could do this the hard way. I'd recommend the easy way. Just take them the fuck off and get them over here. See, things change, and they can change quick. What you gonna do for them shoes, folks? I mean, what you gonna do for them? There's some places you could have shoes. Some places you could have TVs, Walkmans. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in county jail. I don't know what they got them in anymore and don't really care. Not ever looking forward to being in one. When I don't go to visits, I won't come visit you. Not in prison or jail. I know that about myself. So I'm telling you. I'll write you. I'll write you. I have proven that. But remember, the number one objective is the prevention. There's always a better way. And the reality is the money that you're making is just not going to be there. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to get you out of trouble. It's probably not a lot of money anyway. And you can make a better way. There's always a better way, man. But you might have to, like when I got out of prison, man, I got turned down hundreds of times. Hundreds. It's discouraging. It sucks. It's debilitating in a lot of ways, especially with all the skills that I have. Like I'm not just like a laborer, not like I got skills to pay the bills. And it's not about giving you a chance as a person. It's about seeing a background and saying, can't take no chances. It takes away all of who you are for your past. And I've paid my debt to society. That's why I'm here. You don't see me locked up. I'm not on the run and I don't have any warrants. But you blame me for something that happened 30 years ago. You never want to have that burden, folks. It's over your head. And there's things that I could probably, they say, oh, you can do this, you can do that. I don't want no rights. I got a right to make a video, and I'm trying to. In hopes of only doing one thing. Helping you to stop, man. Whatever it is that'll get you into trouble, just stop it. Prison is like a million times better than county jail. Millions times. I mean, it's just anybody tell you that you want to try to avoid county jail at all possible, but it's always going to be the first stop. There's no getting around it. So avoid the prison. Don't go to county jail. Man, there's a smell. There's always this energy, this negative energy, this just look around all the time. You know, you're observing people and their actions and their mannerisms and their habits, and it's like, damn, I don't even concentrate on myself like this. And You're seeing who's talking with who and what deals are being made and who's having sex over here and who's about to fight over there. And it's every day. It's just every day. And who's got a weapon and who's got drugs and who's drunk and who's going to tell on you, who's going to snitch. Everybody's snitching. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're snitching. They're just telling, oh, man, yeah, you're telling your story and they're writing it down. I forgot all about that. It's just as hard as you can tell your story. They're over there writing it down so they could go to their lawyer or they could go to the what do they call it, district attorneys and all that. Hey, look, man, guess what this dude just told me? And if you don't believe that, if you ever seen the Shawshank Redemption, you know. Yep. Always, man. God, I don't know how many. Hey, man, if you tell on 5, we'll take off 20. Oh, boy, they be telling. Because everybody want to do the crime, but nobody want to do the time, folks. So if I could get some time off of you, that's how a lot of people see it. So you going in there with your little petty charge, but you done talking about some shit you did damn 10 years ago, and they got an open case on you. Uh-oh. Nah, your best friend, your mom, your dad. More people you got involved in your life in the bad way. Each one of them has the ability to turn on you. You just haven't been caught yet. They haven't been caught. They haven't been put in that situation where they break. Man, we're gonna take everything. We're gonna lock your family up. But what more do you want from that? Take everything you got and lock your whole family up. And they'll figure out a way to do it too. And put you under a conspiracy. You get under the conspiracy, you're screwed. And depending upon what you're doing, how big you are, they put you on the RICO Act or kingpin you. You know, you. Never. If you could really help it. County jail is just not where it's at. Prison's not where it's at. Doing illegal things is not where it's at. And sometimes you just don't, you don't get to take it back, and you might pay the whole rest of your life. How much you willing to pay? Ask yourself that. How much you willing to pay? How much time you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because it's everything. It could be everything, folks. It could be every damn thing that you own. It's gone. It's gone. And the only thing you get to look forward to if you're a man is men and women if you're a woman. That's it. If you can, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for working out with me, guys.